You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the overtime segment. Dupes is adjourned. He's done for the day. Paula DuPont watching, so I'll say it again. Happy birthday, Paula, and she acknowledges that. Appreciate everything you do for us, Paula. So, Morgan Reiter's at Inside Pitch. It is a neighbor of ours. It's maybe you should explain it, Morgan. Baseball Training Academy. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, you'd be correct.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Well, the cool thing is, I mean, it's funny. You said you can talk MMA, baseball, and that's all you want to talk or can talk. Is that Major League Baseball or amateur baseball?
I think amateur baseball is my key. You know, I'm really into the skill development side of it. Of course, I played for a number of years, and I still watch the Jays, and my team is actually San Francisco Giants. But
Cool.
Yeah, I've been really into MMA for a while too.
No, like how long? Since the 90s or?
Yeah, since almost the start, Ken Shamrock days, UFC 1, 2,
Good
3.
for you.
I just really admired the work ethic that they put into getting in shape, and started doing a bit of jiu-jitsu with AJ Scales in town too.
See, now, if we're going to have to bring you back to talk MMA, here's why. I mean, you know what I've done for a living in my whole life is sports media. And I was telling my brother, we were going up to drag races in Saskatoon on the weekend, and I said, the craziest athletes I've ever been around or interviewed is MMA athletes. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
And particularly the pros, but there's really no difference between amateur or professional. There really isn't, right? You get in the cage, and I'm in there with them announcing it. You hear that clink behind your shoulder? Whoo!
Yeah.
And I'm just announcing, not fighting. But try and interview a guy as soon as he's just finished a fight. He doesn't even remember it.
Yeah.
He blacked out.
For sure.
Is that what you like about it? What do you like about it?
I think it's exciting. I like the work ethic. I've been to probably 10 to 15 UFCs.
Sweet.
I used to go to the local ones when we're here, and it's just so interesting. A chess match, high level chess match with your body.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, like I said, the work ethic and just admiring the physiques of these guys. You put your arm around them for a picture, and every one of them's like a rock.
It's like a brick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is awesome. Well, so anyways, maybe you'd be our UFC analyst coming back. Would you do that?
Sure.
Okay. So baseball, here's the thing. We roll up here every day doing our thing at the Rod Pedersen Show, and we're up on one of the upper floors of the building, but a couple doors down is Inside Pitch. And I'm telling you, man, your front door is like a revolving door. Kids, it seems to be going. Their parents are dropping them off.
Yep, for sure.
But how has COVID, it didn't seem to have affected you too much because you've been busy.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty well. Basically, we run really small groups, so we haven't been too bad. Of course, when we were shut down by the government there, I think it was around March 18th, if I remember correctly. It was tough. We were closed for 3 months. We transitioned to some online training, some remote programming, some Zoom classes and that type of thing, which was pretty cool because we had kids coming in from, our California location, our Saskatoon location, Regina, all around Saskatchewan. They could still learn, without actually being physically present at our facility.
Mm-hmm. So how would you say the state of baseball is, COVID aside, in Saskatchewan? Baseball people tell me it's awesome. It's growing and it's great.
I think it is. I think it's great. And I think, the Blue Jays doing well this year. It really helps. I know there's always a big push when the Blue Jays do well. I think that, probably what was that, about 5-6 years ago, I think.
2015 and 16, yeah.
And then before that, it was actually come way back. I'll date myself, but I played the Jays here in 93. So I was part of the
NBI.
National Baseball Institute.
Yeah.
Yeah, national program. So, I mean, when the Jays do well, baseball seems to, enrollment seems to increase. I think, unfortunately, I know you were talking about hockey earlier, and there's some struggles with that. I know baseball was able to play this year, and I think people were excited about that. And I think that it's, transferring into some more probably sign-ups and training for the off-season, knowing that that's an option.
Yeah, well, so you heard me saying the hockey and football people are wondering how baseball can play and they can't. And it's not just being on the diamond, it's traveling city to city. Mm-hmm. Is it just the distancing nature of baseball? Is that what it was? Did you talk to health officials or government officials why that was?
Well, I didn't talk to anyone directly besides, some emails back and forth. But I think the distance thing in baseball is key. I know that as far as the local leagues went, there wasn't a lot of travel. I think they kept, like, the Regina teams would maybe play 3 or 4 teams the whole year. Saskatoon teams would play each other. I think the small towns had a bit of travel, so, I'm not sure what side of the fence you'd be on with that, but it was necessary for those small town teams. But, yeah, I think, with the distancing, I don't know. I just don't see it as very high risk, although I'm no expert, that's for sure.
Well, hey, trust me, I get it. But it's just interesting when you mention enrollment up, because I just heard stories on the weekend of kids that couldn't play 12-man football. For whatever reason, they weren't interested in playing 9-man football, so they quit. Gosh knows, Morgan, there's enough options out there for sports.
Yeah.
Right, so you must feel very fortunate that baseball was allowed to continue.
Yeah, I am. I'm really, really fortunate. I mean, even myself, I played senior ball again. I've never stopped playing. Been playing for like 40 years or something like that. And, just something about baseball for me anyways, just getting out to the park, outside. It's just such a healthy, environment to be in, right? And I think that we got to pick our battles. Some things, going to have to stay closed. Some things can open up, and I'm just really fortunate that baseball opened up for us.
Yeah, no kidding. So in the time we have left, just in 30 seconds or a minute, give us your best commercial pitch for Inside Pitch for parents that want to check this out, or kids that might even be watching.
Sure. Well, if you want to check us out, best thing is to go to the website at insidepitch.ca. The environment that we have at Inside Pitch, we really focus on personal development and reaching your personal best. We've had 199 kids go to college so far in the last 20 years, and hopefully, you'll come in and be the number 200.
Yeah, no kidding. Good stuff. Well, thanks for what you do. I'm glad you enjoy it so much, and things are going well.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Morgan Reiter from Inside Pitch. Coming up tomorrow, we got the Silver Fox, Kelly Rempel, in studio to talk about a lot of what we talked about today. We'll put a wrap on week 1 of the NFL. We'll see if the Vegas Golden Knights are still alive. And Sirius XM NFL Radio, Zig Fracassi is going to be joining us from New York. So thanks to our guests today, Morgan Reiter, Darren Dreger, and Arash Madani. Thanks to you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain right here on Game Plus TV and Facebook Live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.